Hey gang, J-Boyer here. I just wanted to make you a quick video today because I thought it was really important. I've been thinking about this for a while, processing it, and I don't really know how to communicate this to you. But it occurred to me, this is the first week of March, that this time in 2010, I was actually still carpentering. I was building custom kitchens on the North Shore of Chicago, and spring has kind of almost sprung here, and it's reminded me of the fact that, oh my gosh, it's been a full year or so. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what is holding you back. What's holding you back in your business? I can only speak for myself. I don't pretend to have any knowledge of where you're at or what you may be going through or your unique circumstances. But what inspired me here today was the fact that my daughter Isabel is actually going to be participating in our regional spelling bee. And she's gone through the school spelling bee, she went to another one in the county, and now she's in the regionals. And if she wins tonight, she's going to be going to Washington, D.C. We're all going to be going to Washington, D.C. in June for the Scripps National Spelling Bee. Here's Isabel, our precocious 10-year-old girl. And, the thing about this is not so much that she's a great speller, much better than I ever was or will be, but she's 10 years old, and she had to get where she's at, she's had to beat 14-year-olds, right? So she's in fourth grade, and she's beaten about 24 eighth graders to get to the regionals here. And Isabel, if she wasn't before, she's my new hero. Because to be quite honest, I wasn't as brave as she was when I was 10 years old. I wasn't as brave as she was even 2 years ago. And she's told me, she says, Papa, I've been, every time I go up on stage, my knees are shaking, and yet she does it anyway. I was kind of in a similar position when I started trying to figure out how to make money online, and it soon occurred to me that I'm going to have to push through some personal barriers. I'm going to have to push past my comfort zone in order to accomplish what I wanted to do, which was to be full-time on the internet. By the way, here's a little, I have for equal time, there's my son Joe, he's 7. He's a cool guy too. He just got his green belt in karate. But in truth, I don't really want to talk about my kids. I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about you, and I want to help you think about some things maybe that you've never thought of before or in a different way by drawing on my own experience and what it took for me to actually push through these barriers. And when I got started not too long ago, I was just as green can be. No online marketing experience, no technical experience at all. I thought I was just going to be able to sit on my butt and build these little affiliate sites, and I'm going to be a gazillionaire in a short amount of time. Now, don't get me wrong, affiliate marketing is very powerful, and that's how I got started, and that's a great place for anybody who's interested in making an income and eventually making a living online. To get started is affiliate marketing. But I reached a point soon after I started doing this, maybe 3 or 4 months after I actually got into this online marketing space. And I realized if I wanted to get to where I wanted to be as quickly as possible, I'm going to have to do some stuff myself. I'm going to have to put myself out there on the line and actually become, be creating original products of my own and contacting JVs and doing webinars and stuff like that. And so that's the path that I took. But to get to that point, again, I had to push through some barriers and some stuff that I told myself was impossible and I would never be able to do, that I was terrified of. And just to illustrate this, I'm going to draw you a cheesy little picture, okay? And this is me, but I'm calling this you, because I want you to picture that this is actually something that you'd be able to achieve as well. So here's you, and I'm going to draw this circle around this you. This is like an Etch-a-Sketch here, drawing on this stylus. Okay, now I'm calling that close to a circle. Now what that circle represents is your barriers. These are the things that scare you bleepless. This is your comfort zone right here, this circle, okay? And 99% of everybody out there will never expand beyond their comfort zone because it's just too painful. And it's for a couple reasons, I believe. I think it lies in the fact that they're terrified of being wrong, they're terrified of being embarrassed, and they're terrified of looking foolish. Now please understand that those are just illusions. So most everybody will never push beyond this comfort zone here, and outside of your comfort zone are all the things that you're scared of. Okay? So this is Well, in my case, this would be like, creating my first product, or maybe picking up the telephone and actually talking to somebody, talking to a JV, or doing an interview. My first product was an interview based product, and so I actually had to call up these people that I've been following for a long time since I started online, like James Jones and Jason Fladlin and Brian Johnson, and talk to them like a real person or almost a peer. I had no skills. I had no experience doing that before. Very scary stuff. And here's another one. Maybe this is asking one of those people to promote for you, right? So I had my first product done. It was in the can. It was complete. And then it actually sat there for about 6 or almost 8 weeks. And I never asked anybody who was involved in this project if they would promote it for me. I eventually found out that they would be more than happy to. And that was actually my big break. It was like 13 grand in 2 weeks that I made when everybody mailed for me. But it's crazy. I was not going to ask people to promote this thing for me. Isn't that nuts? It's nuts. Maybe another one is actually picking a path. I mean, there's tons of different ways. There's tons of different paths to choose when you start getting into the how do I make money online space, right? You've got affiliate marketing, you have product creation, you've got article marketing, social media stuff, video marketing, whatever you have. Eventually, you're going to have to pick one, right? That's a big risk because you may be wrong and you may have to start all over again from scratch. I did, but that's a choice and that's a risk that you're going to have to make. And that's so, I'm putting this outside of your comfort zone. So here's something else, okay? Now, what happened for me when I picked up the phone and gave Brian Johnson a call? I think he was my first interview for this product, right? So I pushed outside of my comfort zone, and what I discovered was that not only did I eliminate this as a problem, but all these other things just turned out to be inconsequential. These were all sort of taken care of. Now I still had to cross them off my list, but I was no longer terrified to do them because I've already pushed out. I've already pushed out of my comfort zone, and all of these things were just sort of taken care of. Okay? And at that point what happens is that my comfort zone was actually expanded all the way around. I mean, all this stuff became no problem. Now, of course, I had new stuff like, okay, I want to start doing webinars. That was terrifying to me. Getting on a webinar, right? Terrifying. Here's another one, right? Here's another one. These are stuff that I'm still experiencing every day now. But I think this is how personal growth happens. Now, I think this is kind of a cheesy sort of drawing, and I don't know what you think of this as an example, but I was just trying to think of a way to describe this to you, and I came up with this. I hope you got some use out of it. I hope I'm making sense, and I hope you guys take action and do the same. Crawl out on the end of that limb. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. If it starts feeling uncomfortable, great. That means that things are happening for you. And that's when things start getting really exciting, and that's when things start popping in your business. I hope this was helpful, everybody. I had fun doing it. Kind of weird, but I hope it makes sense. Take care.